Hey folks, Bill here from Survival War. Thank you for joining me today for another video. We're going to go over this kit here in a moment. Before we do, I have an announcement to make. We will be offering channel memberships now. I set up a Patreon. That's where all the content that's created will go on there. What I'm doing is I used to have a Substack. I took the Substack down, and all the writings and essays I was putting up on Substack are going to go on the Patreon. So I'm not going to make any extra videos for members. That's not going to be something. Everything I would normally make for YouTube will still go straight to YouTube and be available for free. But I did want to set something up for those that wish to donate and help do some extra things on the channel so they could do that and get something in return. So all my essays and the writings and stuff I do for now are going to go up on Patreon. Eventually they'll probably make their way public, but for now that's where they're all going to get posted. You can buy memberships through YouTube or Patreon. If you buy one through YouTube, what I will do is send you a link for a membership for the Patreon. It'll be a free link through Patreon. That's why the easiest way to sign up is to follow the link on the channel homepage for Patreon and sign up through there. It'll work and buy the membership through Patreon. You can buy the membership through YouTube if you'd like, but more of that money does go to YouTube. So if you want to help and you feel like donating, go through Patreon, do that. But if not, like I said, if you do the YouTube one, I will send you a link for free membership through Patreon. You'll still have to sign up to Patreon to get on. So that's why it just makes more sense to do that in the beginning. But I did want to do that so we can offer those perks to people who do want to help support the channel so we can do more, grow it, and go with that. So, and that's going to allow me to do more extensive kits. More viewer requests for and stuff I don't have on hand. But that's what that's going to do. Anything that comes through there is going to go back into the channel so we can just do more kits, do more videos. So that's what that's for. I don't need the money to help support me or anything. All that money is just going to go into making more content for you guys. So with that in mind, the perks, like I said, there can be essays, different writings I do, just stuff like that. And I'm going to set up a signal chat. We're going to call it Dick Prenicke's Cabin. So anybody who buys a membership will get an invite straight to the signal chat, and that'll just be a 24/7 rolling chat to where the members can talk about stuff, and we can have like pretty much instant access and have chats in there. So that's what we're going to do with that. But with that, we'll get into the kit today. This is going to be a video on this kit. This is kind of my grab-and-go bottle kit that I put together. This is going to stay in the car for now. I've been having some extra time after work since the kids are back at school and stuff, and it's winter. I can get out for some quicker hikes and stuff, so this is what this kit's going to be for. The kit itself weighs just over 10 pounds. It is a Maxpedition bottle carrier setup with some different gear attached and inside, so you'll see how I have it set up. It's going to be considerably different than how most people set up their bottle carriers, so we'll get into it. We'll start on the outside and then go from there. So the first thing, up top we have our Leicester River signal panel holder. We have our signal panel in there. You guys have seen this before. It is the M81 in orange signal panel. This is also a good camp mat to use, multi-purpose mat. Even though it is built for being a signal mat, there are a number of other uses you can make it work into. So we have that up there. And with that, we also have two glow sticks that we can set buzzsaws up with something. These are signaling devices in case we get lost. We can also use them to illuminate positions in the dark. So we have those in there. Just stick those back on. We'll move up here. We have some Gorilla Tape, just lashed there. On the side, we have two things. I have a Coleman Outfitters poncho. It's an older one, but I have a few of these, and they've lasted me for years, and they work. That's my poncho I use. That's also going to be the basis of our shelter in this kit, so it does have grommets, so we can set up for an improvised shelter. So remember, this kit is for kind of off-the-cuff day hikes, so it's everything inclusive right now that I need. I can throw over my shoulder, and I can just go off from the trailhead and go. So we also have a Tough Possum Gear survival scarf here, and I'll show you how I have these in here. I just have a piece of shock cord that I run down through the loops, and it's just a simple lash right there, kind of similar to how this is up there. But we have our Tough Possum Gear survival scarf. So many uses. Cover, it is of course a scarf. I use it as a ground cloth from time to time. Just so many uses. I have a few of these now and keep them in various kits, and they're usually always on me when I'm going out to the woods. So. And again, I'm not going to take this off. You guys have seen a poncho. This is just that Coleman poncho. It's lashed on there the same way through the molly webbing. To the side here, this is where this kit's going to vary from most other bottle kits. Most bottle kits that run the Maxpedition carrier have a stainless steel bottle or a titanium bottle inside or something like that. For me, this is the cargo portion. On the side here is the kit I'm running. So I have a Snow Peak titanium spork to start us off with. We got different drinks and stuff in here to make, so we always have this with us to stir. Our bottle is just a Nalgene Oasis canteen. This one's in the OD green. I love these things. They just work. They're durable. My favorite canteen, more so than the military ones. I love these, so that's what we're going to go with. And inside that pouch, we also have our canteen cup. Let me loosen these real quick. This is a little tight in here, so bear with me, folks. We have our butterfly handle cup in here with a lid. This isn't a name brand lid. It's just one I bought off Amazon. It's stainless steel, and that does come with a stand stove that is inside, as you can see. So this is our cook setup. We got the canteen cup, and stove. So we have that in there. Side pouches, you guys have seen these. Honey for different teas. Number of uses. So we got the honey in there. And over here, just some various tea bags. Hopefully the dog's not coming on too loud, but we got some mint tea, lemon ginger, and another one that is, I'm not even sure what that is. It's probably chamomile. So various teas with our cook kit. Always want a warm drink. That's the best thing I like doing. Going out to the woods, having a hot drink. So that's why we have tea bags in there. Up front into this pouch, we just have our patch here. That's a patch for me and some friends of mine. Inside, a couple packs of the Justin's honey and chocolate peanut butter. Have a couple of these in there, just a quick snack if I need one when I'm out on that hike. Next up, remember this is an impromptu kit, so we have stuff in here in case we get lost. We're going out. We do have our signal mirror and the storm whistle. You guys know that's my favorite whistle out there. It's going to be so much louder than you can scream, and we've talked about why you carry signal mirror. The UST Star Flash, whether it's the mini or the full size, that's my go-to. It is winter, so we do have the hot hands. Same thing. The hot hands exist in our kits. That way, when it's cold out, we're losing dexterity. It's going to provide us the ability to warm our hands up. That way we can get a fire going out there if we have to. That's why this exists in here. It's not necessarily to warm up. This is an emergency piece of gear that if we need to get our hands working, this is going to help us out. Next up, we just have a Right in the Rain pad and lead pencil. I like these Right in the Rain ones. They're very nice, heavy and strong. They have the thick lead. That's what we go with this. We have the pencil there. Good for writing notes, whatever we may do. If we have some thoughts while we're out there, video ideas, inspiration, whatever it may be, just notes we need to jot down. So peel this down a little farther. It is winter, so I always carry marlin spike with me in the winter. Lets digging out knots a little easier, especially when it's cold. You have gloves on. Having a marlin spike in the winter just makes sense to me. Doesn't weigh much and provides us something that's just, it can be hard to do in the winter. So we have a marlin spike there to dig our knots out. You can use it for other things, but that's really its main purpose. This one does have sharpened edges here, so I can use it as a fire steel striker too. Next up, we got a headlamp, candling device, all of our kits. It's a quick hike, but you never know if it's dark, take too long. We have a lighting source in case we stay out longer than we plan on. Next two things, the last two things in that front pouch, we just have a Bic and a waterproof Exotac container, and our pocket bellows. The pocket bellows, if you've never used them, one of the greatest pieces of fire making kit out there. Being able to focus that air when you're blowing on an ember, getting it going, makes a world of difference. So I'll zip this back up, set this over here, and we'll bust into the contents in here. So we'll start out up top. When I go out, I always take my flint and steel kit with me. It's in a Hudson Bay tin. This is my favorite way to start a fire, so this is always my first choice, and that's what I'm going to go to, given an opportunity. I have flint and steel, some tinder, some jute in there, the magnifying glass. This is still more than a ferro rod, matches, whatever it may be. This is my favorite way to start a fire, so I always have this with me. That's why you can see it's pretty beat up now, after a lot of years of wear and tear on it. So next up, we have a compass. You've seen this. Come on. This is my Brunton Pocket Transit. Little more complicated compass, but definitely worth learning and using. So doesn't matter, you can use whatever compass you want. I just go to the Pocket Transit in this one. I have a couple of these now, so this one's the one that rides in there. Set of matches. These are just the Yuko Stormproof matches with a couple extra strikers in there. For my money, other than maybe the Zippo lifeboat matches, these are the ones I go to. Dip them underwater. This is my favorite emergency fire starter, outside of like a road flare or a pool start fire where you don't have to do anything. But this is a guaranteed flame, whether it's wet, raining, snow, windy, whatever it may be. And again, most of the stuff in this kit is for an emergency because we're just going out on a one-off hike. So that's why we have it in here. Ferro rod. This one's going to get taken out. This is just a placeholder for another ferro rod that's going in here. In this kit, I'm just going to keep the Garberg since that's not what I'm carrying most of the time right now, so it can just live in this kit. So we have the Mora Garberg. Good fixed blade knife, carbon steel. You have seen this. For the money, one of the best knives on the market. Whether you're experienced, a beginner, just a great, well put together, comfortable knife to use. We have here, I could carve some steaks out there, but in this kit, we just pack some ABS, 4 ABS steaks in case we need to set up a shelter. We can do it real quick with this and this over here. So, see if that doesn't fall over. Go over that next. Right here, we have 25 feet of 550 cord for setting up that shelter if we have to. So we have just some emergency cordage in here. Next up is our first aid kit. This is the Tough Possum Gear piggyback pouch and the tourniquet wing. Just mounts onto the hook and loop on the back. I've got an SOF tourniquet in here. Some basic first aid stuff in here. Creams. I also carry an emergency blanket in there and a set of hot hands. There's some medication, bandages, and different things like that we may need out there. Some tape and a few other things in here just to cover our main things, and then heavy bleeding. We got some gauze, got the tourniquet in here, so this is going to cover most situations, and most importantly, catastrophic injury where you need to stop the bleeding. That's why I have the tourniquet. Last few things at the bottom here. I'm just going to lay that down. We've got an emergency blanket. This is the SOL XL heat sheet. You guys know this. These are the only ones I pack. This one's kind of ratty. I might have to replace this, pull it out and check it. But SOL heat sheet. This is the emergency blanket I keep in there if we get stuck. It's going to help us set up a reflector. So we have that. Then we have a small saw, just the Silky PocketBoy. I forget which exact model tooth configuration is, but it has very aggressive teeth. Very small, fits in there real nice. Just a great saw. And inside, the SOL XL bivvy, the emergency bivvy. Great. Like I said, this is an emergency kit. Don't plan on staying, but we have everything we need in there to stay overnight and be comfortable before we head back out. So we have a bivvy in here with the poncho and the emergency blanket. We can set up a tarp shelter with a reflector and use this to keep our body temperature up. And the last things in here, remember this is an emergency kit. We have 2 of the XL heavy duty zip ties for setting up a ridge pole if that's how we decide to set up a tarp. It can also be used for repairs, a number of other things. And then we have 3 snares. Again, emergencies. There's a number of uses you can do with these, having wire rope, but of course we always want to have in our kits a way to procure food. I don't have a fishing kit in here. Probably might add one, but we'll see. But I wanted to have some snares to give us some options. This isn't meant to be some deep, comprehensive survival kit where I'm flying out and going somewhere. This is just a kit I take on a hike, and it gives me some options if I need them in an emergency situation. So that's what we keep in mind when we're setting up a kit like this. That's it. You can see that kit is a little different setup than most people's bottle kits. I like this just as a container for gear. It works really well for that. It's perfect size for knives, saws, stuff like that, shelter. And I've recently been wanting to get back to using a canteen kit, so that's why we switched it up and set it up like this. It's an interesting kit. I think it's pretty effective. Everything in here I've used before, so there's nothing new. There's no surprises for me. Let me know what you think, guys. I like it. It's going to be put to use here soon. Went the other day after work, had some time in the morning, went on a hike. Didn't really have much with me, so I grabbed what I had in the car and went, which is why I put this kit together, so I had something after work if I wanted to go to in the morning, go for a short hike in the snow. So thank you, folks. I appreciate the support. We just passed 3,500 subscribers on YouTube. We're coming up on 11,000 followers on Instagram. If you are so inclined, please check out the YouTube memberships and the Patreon. That'll help me bring some more videos that just don't have this stuff on hand to do, and it'll let me purchase some stuff to make more interesting videos. So thank you, guys. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. All that helps us. Lets us put this information in front of more people's eyes, and that's the key here. Just trying to show people who are just getting into stuff, setups, equipment they may need, and whatever. So thank you, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.